I feel like my friends are always asking me to buy the most mediocre or expensive games every week. So I finally decided to put together all the best upcoming co-op games that you and your friends can actually enjoy while also not spending an insane amount of money. From realistic extraction shooters to funny games that require you to use your voice to cast spells.
So what do? I just say fireball?
So if you want to find hidden gems like these, make sure to subscribe to the channel and watch till the end because the games only get better as the video goes on. Starting with Big Walk, and yeah, I know this game doesn't scream must play, but let me give you some context on what this game is all about. Pretty much you and your friends explore this vast open world environment filled with challenges and puzzles that you have to complete to progress through the game. Similar to games like We Were Here or Escape Simulator, you won't really know what to do or might not be able to use all your senses to communicate with your friends, so you'll have to work together strategically to solve each challenge, whether it's through singing, posing, or screaming through a glass window. Some challenges take the form of working together to solve puzzles, parkour, or even sports. It provides a good variety of things for you and your friends to actually discover, but pretty much the whole reason the developers made the game in the first place is to give friends an outlet to talk, walk around, and just have fun like the good old days. It also doesn't limit you to do certain things, you just take it at your own pace and explore a world of endless possibilities. Based on what I've seen so far, I'm expecting the developers of House, also known for creating the popular indie game Untitled Goose Game, will more than likely make the game $20, which is usually the range they price their games at. Overall though, I definitely see why this game has been building some traction and it's definitely on track to be a hit title. But let's actually dive into something a lot more terrifying, with one of the coolest games on this list. Beautiful Light is a first-person horror extraction shooter where 6 squads of 3 operators are tasked with entering, securing, and extracting a high-valuable artifact in a hostile, horrific environment. You'll have to face off against other operators and player-controlled creatures while avoiding monstrous NPCs that are out to kill you. I already know this game is going to have everyone in your squad paranoid as well. Lose track of your friend, and you might end up coming head-to-head with an enemy player and not even know it. The world is also super gritty and dark, adding to the immersion. Just like in every other extraction shooter, if you die, you lose everything you brought with you. If you want to live, you'll have to shoot up a flare to call an extraction helicopter before something kills you with or without the artifact. And to progress through the game, you'll need to complete quests to gain rewards in a RPG-like progression tree to level up your character and improve your skills, or you can buy weapons and valuable equipment for your next raid from various traders. Another super unique aspect of this game as well is that you can also decide to play as a monster and hunt players. As this monster, your objective is to hunt, kill, and eat players to prevent them from extracting with the artifact, making the game even more intense and terrifying for players on the other side. The more players you eat, the more you can earn experience. Just like your character, you can also improve your monster's skills and get more abilities along with unlock new monsters to play as. But this is only one of the few unique extraction shooters we're talking about on this list, and trust me, it gets even better. Made by the creators of No Man's Sky, Light No Fire is aiming to be one of the most ambitious open world co-op survival games ever made, all about adventure, building, survival, and exploration, set on a fantasy planet the size of Earth. Literally, meaning every player in the lobby is playing on one vast open world server. I don't think we've ever really seen anything like this done before, so it's honestly super ambitious and makes me wonder how they'll pull this off without any lag. I do feel like games like these are always super fun to play though, just because you never know what you and your friends are going to run into, and from the trailers there definitely seems to be a lot to uncover. You can climb the tallest mountains, dive deep underwater, and explore a wide range of fantasy-like landscapes. Also, since the world is so big, there's a high chance you end up being the first players ever to discover certain landscapes or even creatures. You can fly dragons, tame wild creatures, there's pretty much nothing you can't do in this game. You can meet other players from across the world, build a life, explore and survive with your friends, so whether you like building a massive town or want to discover and fight enemies, there's something for everyone in the group to do. In Thick of Thieves, you and your friends play as hired thieves, competing against each other to steal an item and take it back to your employer. You can choose between various characters with different playstyles and abilities, using strategy in order to win. You have to sneak past guards, conceal your presence from civilians, and explore procedurally generated environments to find the item you were assigned to steal at the beginning of the match, while trying not to get sabotaged by your friends who are also trying to steal that item. Each map comes with diverse hazards and adversaries, such as alarms, locked doors, guards, and even traps. But as you rise through the ranks, new items and doors will open, gaining new abilities and tools that will help you do better in each run. The only thing about it is that you have to find ways to master them. I can definitely see this being a funny playthrough with your friends, since each of you have to sabotage each other to get the item first. I'm sure a lot of friendships will be ruined through this game. Next is the most popular game series on this list, and one that's been getting a lot of controversy as of late, with Subnautica 2. Sadly, the first two games didn't have a co-op at all, but this new addition to the series will support co-op multiplayer with up to 4 players. Unlike the first Subnautica, which took place on planet 4546b, Subnautica 2 introduces an entirely new alien ocean planet. We're talking about a much larger, more vertical, and more diverse world, from bioluminescent trenches to floating islands and lush coil forests. Each biome feels handcrafted to surprise you. The devs have stated this world will be significantly bigger as well, with more environmental storytelling, hidden lore, and dynamic ecosystems. Unlike its previous games powered by Unity, Subnautica 2 will run on the Unreal Engine 5, meaning a massive visual upgrade as well. The game is also introducing a new DNA system that will allow you to enhance your character's traits, like deeper dive tolerance, better night vision, or even biological enhancements that help you breathe longer or faster. This mechanic introduces a strategic survival element where you'll have to decide how much you're willing to alter yourself to survive in an increasingly hostile world. Building in Subnautica 2 has also received a complete overhaul. Bases are now more modular, customizable, and mechanically rewarding. You'll have more freedom over where and how you construct underwater structures, and better tools to manage them with your team. The game will simultaneously release on PC and Xbox with crossplay enabled. Nothing has really been confirmed yet with PlayStation, but should be pretty likely. However, this next game is probably the most underrated on this list. Mage Arena is an online multiplayer arena battler where players take on the role of customizable mages and wizards, each armed with a unique set of elemental and magical abilities. However, the coolest thing about this game and why it's gaining so much popularity is because you have to cast spells using your voice. So you kind of have to be careful with what you say during the game, because if you accidentally say fireball, you might end up shooting a giant fireball at yourself or even at your friends. In this game, you battle against other mages and wizards in this ever-changing island filled with various biomes to explore. You have to find and utilize resources from the land to craft useful items to gain an advantage over your opponents. And in order to claim victory, you have to enter your opponent's base and capture their flag. It's very similar to Minecraft Bed Wars, where when you capture their flag, they can be resurrected again, and once you defeat all of their mages, you win the game. Each mage has a primary element, special ultimate spell, and movement spells, each that can be customized to your playstyle. And if you like the games I've talked about so far, consider joining my free monthly newsletter where I talk about all the best upcoming and underrated game titles that you and your friends can play using the link in my bio. 2XKO is Riot Games' upcoming free-to-play fighting game that brings League of Legends characters into a tag team fighter. I'm honestly super surprised to see so many companies making games like these, even though a majority of them end up doing horrendously bad. But after playing the game for myself, I can honestly say this is one of the best fighting games out there, and I don't even really like fighting games. It adds a good mix of beginner friendliness while also adding a skill gap for more veteran players. I'm expecting them to have decent matchmaking as well, so you aren't going up against players way past your skill level. Also, playing with your friends is so smoothly done and adds to the fun. Overall, this game is pretty self-forward, but let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and yes, the game will be crossplay on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Stage Fright is the perfect game for couples and friends alike. In this game, you embark on a mysterious journey with Drew, Blake, and Charlie, 3 friends who slip into a haunted alternate reality after a creepy incident in a movie theater. The game combines escape room style puzzles, obstacles, and unsettling paranormal activity in a spooky magical town. Only 2 characters are playable at a time, forcing players to switch perspectives and coordinate across different realms to solve puzzles and escape monsters. It's very similar to Luigi's Mansion as an overall concept, but plays very similarly to Split Fiction or It Takes Two. It's also designed to be accessible for players of all skill levels, focusing on communication and teamwork rather than quick reflexes. So don't worry if you suck at parkour. Made by a small group of rogue developers with big ambitions, Sand offers a fresh take on the PvPvE genre, with giant diesel pump tramplers. Set in a 1910s alternate history, Sand takes place on planet Sophie, once ruled by the Austro-Hungarian Empire. A catastrophic event turned oceans to sand, leaving survivors to scavenge in the dust with massive mech walkers. In this game, you'll battle other rival players and their tramplers, explore, loot abandoned towns, and extract valuable resources in a hostile, procedurally generated world. In order to effectively get through the harsh and dangerous planet, you'll have to design and deploy tramplers that will shield you from the elements, defend you and your loot against other players, and destroy anything that obstructs your pursuit of becoming the most notorious pirate upon the dunes. Tramplers act as a mode of transport, a main base, primary storage, and a weapon for you and your friends. Think Sea of Thieves, but instead of pirate ships, you're trampling through the desert. Marathon is one of the most highly anticipated team-based extraction shooters made by the developers of Halo and Destiny. Choose between various cybernetic mercenaries with unique abilities and work together in crews of 3 as you battle rival teams and hostile security forces for weapons and upgrades. You can customize your playstyle with weapons, implants, and equipment you collect in your runs. Every match is a chance to experiment, craft, and come back to each run stronger than the last. With multiple maps to choose from, you can sharpen your skills in starter areas, then challenge yourself in high-stakes zones, and even take on ranked mode to climb up the ranks. But let's switch gears into something a little more wholesome with a mix of horror. In Haunted Paws, you and your friend play as 2 customizable puppies trying to rescue your human from a haunted mansion, exploring spooky environments while solving puzzles and defeating evil creatures along the way. There's a deep story behind each creature and several secrets to uncover. It's the perfect game for those of you who love cozy games while also having a hint of horror in there as well. The fun part about it is that you can actually design your game character in a way that actually resembles your real-life dog, choosing from a wide selection of breeds, customizing the fur color, and adding distinctive features that captures your pet as a whole. Wildgate is a PvP multiplayer shooter that blends tactical ship-to-ship combat with fast-paced first-person action. In this game, you and your friends take over in a dangerous, unpredictable space environment filled with deadly hazards and treasures. You'll have to navigate through cosmic storms, battle space creatures, and fight through alien ruins for loot while facing off against other players. Your ship serves as your home and lifeline, so you have to make sure to protect it at all costs and keep it up to speed. The artifact is the most valuable object in the game. Your goal is to be the first team to find it, snatch it, and pass through the Wildgate or destroy the ships of every other crew to win. It's as if a battle royale fused with an extraction shooter. You can also choose from a variety of different characters, each with their own abilities and tools. But maybe you're into a more grounded experience with guns, gadgets, and tactical heists. If you love games like Payday, Rainbow Six Siege, or GTFO, this is the next go-to game for you. In Den of Wolves, you and your friends operate as criminals for hire in Midway City, an unregulated innovation zone. You take advantage of the growing need for unauthorized errands, created by rival business entities. Your goal is to plan and execute heists using sabotage, theft, and assassinations. But you have to decide the best approach based on the intel you gather. Bring the wrong gadgets or equipment, and you might be in the heat of trouble. It uses a combination of strategy and skill in order to penetrate the security systems and execute the heists, each with dynamic, unpredictable missions to keep you and your team on your toes. There hasn't been much details about the game yet, but it's definitely one to keep an eye on. Arc Raiders is another new free-to-play third-person extraction shooter set in a post-apocalyptic world, where you and your squad face off against deadly mechanical invaders from space. I don't know what it is, but extraction shooters are trending so much right now. You drop into a hostile open world zone, loot for supplies and weapons, and complete high-risk objectives while extracting before being overwhelmed by enemies or rival players. Every run is high tension and high reward. Movement is also fast and vertical. Jetpacks, grapples, and physics-based combat let you fight on your own terms. Plus, the AI enemies scale dynamically, so though no two missions feel the same. You can also build relationships with traders as you carry out quests and trade valuable loot for gear and crucial upgrades to your home located below the surface. It's by far one of the most anticipated games of 2025, and it releases on October 30th of this year. Reanimal is the newest game being made by the creators of Little Nightmares. In this co-op horror adventure, you play with one of your friends as a brother and sister who go through hell to rescue their missing friends. Exploring by boat and on land, you must use strategy to survive and work together to escape the hellish island. It's quite literally Little Nightmares, but from a whole different perspective, adding to a new compelling story. They never seem to disappoint either with these meat canyon looking monsters. Like seriously, what the hell is this thing? It has a rich story and intense gameplay that will have you literally on the edge of your seat, but this next game will definitely have you and your friends beyond paranoid. It Has My Face is very similar to the childhood game Who's Waldo, but instead of finding Waldo, you have to find your clone before it kills you. In this game, you and one of your friends hide, hunt, and try to eliminate each other before the other. You have to search for weapons, be aware of your limited ammo, and carefully examine the hundreds of faces around you to identify your clone with the paranoia of not knowing if they're right behind you. It's honestly the perfect game to troll and have fun. As you progress through the game, you unlock new tactics to survive each threat you encounter, and as you advance through the story, new dangers, enemies, and challenges wait to test you. However, this next game is even more intense. Species Unknown is a 4-player survival horror extraction shooter where you complete high-risk missions aboard an abandoned ship while being haunted by an unknown creature. Survive and upgrade your gear to face each new threat that lurks in the dark. You and your friends have to complete different contracts with increasing difficulty. Each mission plays differently depending on your objective, your teammates, the map, and which intelligent threat is stalking you. Every contract drops you into a different nightmare, whether you're tasked with extracting a black box, capturing or eliminating an unknown threat, or even destroying the ship to prevent the creature from escaping. Each mission demands a specific strategy and none of them are easy. The creature is chosen randomly from a growing roster of terrifying monsters. Each one comes with different behaviors, hunting patterns, strengths, and weaknesses. You'll need to investigate your surroundings to gather vital clues and identify the threat in order to proceed smoothly. Do your job and get rewarded, or die without anyone knowing. You'll have to strategize with your group and make smart use of your tools. Guns won't always save you. Some threats are too resistant or simply untouchable, but the right weapon found at the right time can help you push through or even take the creature down. The higher the risk, the higher the reward. Completing contracts earn you credits you can use to upgrade your armor, buy new tools, customize your appearance and personal spaceship, and gather lore while building your own creature museum. Next up, we have the highly anticipated Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls game. In this game, you'll be able to immerse yourself in a Marvel universe like never before. Just like Street Fighters, but with an iconic roster of heroes and villains, authentic stages, and intuitive gameplay mechanics. And with the amount of endless characters Marvel has in its universe, I can only imagine how insane this game is going to be if it doesn't get bogged down by its other competitors. Usually these games are always a hit or miss, which is why I'm honestly surprised they decided to go down this avenue, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Night of the Slayers is a 5v2 first-person survival co-op horror game similar to Dead by Daylight, where you and your friends can play as hunters or survivors. In this game, survivors must repair their damaged vehicle to get out of the town alive. Survivors must take advantage of the darkness to move stealthily and collect equipment to defend themselves, while hunters hunt them down with specialized equipment and heavy close-range weapons. The fun part about this game is that while survivors can communicate to each other, there is still a close proximity chat that both players can hear. The player's voice as a hunter will also have special effects to make them sound scary, which can lead to some pretty funny moments. Also, by far my favorite part of this game is that when you get executed as a survivor, you get turned into a cute raccoon for the rest of the game. Dreadzone is one of the most realistic FPS games I've ever seen. In this survival game set in a deadly quarantine zone, you have to scavenge for resources, craft tools, build shelter, and survive against dangerous animals, zombies, mutants, and other survivors. Explore the zone where desperation drives everyone to do whatever it takes to survive. Sent to a remote, abandoned zone filled with broken down factories, houses, underground hideouts, and wild, untamed terrain. Survival is your only option. Supplies are scarce, danger lurks around every corner, and the virus is slowly taking hold of you. You'll have to gather resources, hunt wildlife, scavenge abandoned ruins, trade with survivors, and complete missions. Build shelters to protect yourselves from the elements and hostile threats. It's what we all thought COVID was going to turn into. You can choose to align yourself with the last remaining scientists working together to work out a cure for the virus, or embrace your infection, joining the mutant hordes to wage war against the oppressive government forces. If you like videos just like these, consider subscribing to the channel and let me know which game you're most excited for in the comments below.